Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and this is a special I created about the coronavirus and about how to be prepared for it. Living in beautiful Santa Barbara, there's a lot of wonderful things that are around us. But you know what? For the coronavirus, I think I may not be outside enjoying them all because I want to hunker down perhaps. I don't know yet if I'm going to have to self-quarantine. Maybe I will, and I might choose that for myself rather than having to do it. But what's important to me and a household is having all the things I need ready, so just in case. So I've created this series and it shows different aspects of how I'm preparing for coronavirus because, you know, when you go shopping and you buy the things like the canned goods and the rice and all the secrets that I'm going to show you with my shopping in Santa Barbara and how to save money. When you're doing all that, sometimes, you know, those things are going to last forever anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just stocking up. Maybe I should call this series Stocking Up. So whether you're calling it Stocking Up, Hunkering Down, or you're really going to plan for the coronavirus, these are my videos. The first one is all about organization and how you get started. Like, what do you have? What don't you have? What do you need? And where are you going to put it all? So let's start with that one. Here it comes. Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and this video is about self-quarantine. I want to show you what I have right now in my kitchen and my pantry, and so you can follow along and do the same type of thing in your household as you prepare for if you have to self-quarantine. Start with a piece of paper and make a list of what you have and what you need to buy. You might have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, so it's important you're organized on the front end. You don't want to run out of anything. Let's go take a look at what I have already on hand. This is my messy cabinet, and I already have a lot of things because I've been known as a food hoarder in my time. If I have to self-quarantine, you betcha when we come back to here, it's going to be much cleaner because I'll have lots of time to do this. Right now, I'm pretty busy with my YouTube channel. It's called Rebecca Brand Recipes, where I teach you all kinds of recipes and lots of helpful hints on how to run a household. Well, the coronavirus has hit hard and hit fast, and I'm very concerned for your family and for my family, and this is a way that I can help, I hope. You're really going to need about 14 days supply. Well, I actually have a heck of a lot of rice here, so I don't think I need to buy rice. Rice is going to go into the have list. I don't need to waste any storage room for rice. I don't have much oil. I need to get oil. I cook a lot of things by scratch, maybe some mixes, and I'm just taking a look. What do I really need here? And as I take a look, I see I have a few things of canned foods. I don't know. That's certainly not enough for me, but I also have a pantry in the garage we'll take a look at too. Here's my cheat with a heck of a lot of chicken bouillon. That might come in handy. And for sure, I'm going to make my famous matzo ball soup. I hope you check out that recipe. That would be best if we have the coronavirus in our household. I have some pastas, but they're kind of mishmash. I sure don't have enough here to last me for 14 days because pastas are a great thing to have because they're easy to make quick dinners with pasta. On the buy side, I'm going to add pasta. And this is the bread I have on hand. Well, that's not going to last for 14 days. I know with the coronavirus, I'm going to want to use a lot of one-time washcloths because every guest that comes over is going to get their own. And of course, you're going to need a ton of Kleenex. Kleenex. Okay, let's take a look in the fridge. This is dicey because refrigerated food only lasts so long. I'm going to need to go into a lot of jarred type of things. I don't have much mayonnaise. I go through a lot of mayonnaise, so I'm going to have to buy a lot of this. I have some tortillas, but I could use more. I don't think I'm really going to worry about a lot of salad dressings, but one of my biggest concerns is milk because I go through a lot of milk. Milk, question mark. That's going to be a challenge. And freezer space, of course, for 14 days is going to be at the highest demand. If you watch my channel, you'll know that one of my fast foods for me and my family is some noodles, peas and corn, and frozen shrimp. I love to have this on hand because I can make this in 5 minutes and it's fabulous. Check out my recipe. But in any case, you know, I need more stuff. If I were to fill my freezer with a bunch of frozen food like this, although it's convenient, it's going to take up the whole freezer and it's not going to last me 14 days. If I'm quarantined for 14 days, I'm going to have time to cook. So forget this. Waste of packaging. What I want to see in my freezer are things like frozen chickens, frozen proteins, not an old persimmon from the fall. What I live off of is lattes in the morning, but that takes fresh milk and a lot of coffee. So I know I'm going to need my addiction supplies. And on my channel, I must have 15 videos for my favorite coffee recipes. I'm the real deal when it comes to coffee and latte recipes. Let's also go check out what I have in my pantry. What a great snack to have for the kids in the household. I need more. Okay, now. And in talking about canned goods, it's great to have stuff with a lot of liquid in it. I love to make an upside down cake with these. It's really easy, you don't have to deal with frosting. Beans are a super great source of protein, and I have a whole lot of those. Oh, a tomato soup, isn't that great? And I also have a lot of dehydrated food, and that's great. And here's some dry goods, some almond flour. I might want to make cookies. Oh, I have some more pasta. And I have more rice. And I have a lot of beans. And I have more pasta. Apparently I have a lot of pasta. I can take this off my list. But what I don't have are a lot of vegetables in cans. And I can't get those fresh if I'm quarantined. Canned veggies. Pasta. I've got plenty of olive oil, and I've got plenty of red sauce, which is great because I use a lot of tomato sauce with my homemade spaghettis and things like that, which I'm going to want to cook if I'm stuck in the house for a couple of weeks. Oh, and apparently I do have oil. And Caro syrup. Maybe I want to make some pecan pies. I'm really lucky because I have a second refrigerator. Not many families have this, so it's a tough thing. Maybe you want to get one if you have a lot of kids in the household. I believe the coronavirus is going to be really trouble for our country. I have some eggs, but not near enough. I used to have a ranch, and I know that eggs refrigerated can last months. Believe it or not. They never say that on the expiration date, but I do know that for a fact. So I'm getting a lot of eggs. And I see I'm just kind of getting low on just kind of stuff I like to have around, like barbecue sauce and pickles. You know, it's a good time to make inventory of what I have. Yogurts. I need a whole lot of yogurts because that's a quick, easy snack. Simple, no fuss. I'm getting more of those. It is time to clean out my fridge. Oh boy. Let's check the freezer. This freezer is really full because when chicken's on sale for 89 cents a pound, that's when I buy it and I freeze it. That was smart. I wish I bought more right now. This will save my freezer and I'll just use it for all kinds of recipes. And I'll buy any kind of chicken I can get a hold of for 89 cents a pound. And this is what I do with leftover tomato paste. So I have enough of that. And I always seem to have pie crusts because I get in the mood to make pies a lot and I don't like making the crust. That makes me happy, but it's not a real practical sense of freezer space, nor is this big old gallon of ice cream, but we all like our ice cream. But this kind of thing is totally a waste of space, so that's going out. Who needs that? And of course you're going to need lots of paper towels, lots of napkins, and a lot of toilet paper. It is 2 weeks you're talking about, and you also need to buy more than 14 days. Because what if you don't need to self-quarantine and all of a sudden a couple weeks goes by, you've been using these things, and then you have to self-quarantine. So forget it. You really need to buy about a month of this stuff, don't you? And let's talk water. I'm lucky because I have a filtration system. A lot of people have to buy their water. You gotta get a whole lot of water or fill stuff up. From your bathtub water, it's okay to drink. Maybe you'll get a brand new trash can or something like that to hold your water. Also get those tablets if you need to purify your water. The water companies in the towns will likely all keep going. But the way you want your water is the way you want your water. I'm lucky with my filtration system and I always have a few of the bottles around, or I fill up my filtration to all the empty bottles to refill them, which is really what I do at home. But don't forget, you're gonna need a lot of water, about 1 gallon per person in your household times 14 days. And remember all those other things you kind of just go through normal course of life, like baby diapers, feminine products, anything that's a convenience for you, you like to keep on hand. You don't want to run out because you may not be able to go to the grocery store or a supply center. In my area, hand sanitizers are sold out.
So lots of bars of soap is what you're gonna need in your household. I'm also gonna wanna get some fruit that lasts a long time, like apples and oranges, and other things I can keep outside of the refrigerator that will be good for a long time. Because my refrigerator space, as you can tell, everybody's is very confined. I'm gonna get a lot of canned goods. I didn't see any tuna over there, so that's gonna go on my list. And things I like to eat kind of on a daily basis. Celery lasts a long time in our fridge. I might get a few things of celery. But stay with me, subscribe to my channel. I'm Rebecca Brand. I'm gonna next make a video on what I do buy at the store, and we're gonna see if there's a lot of lines going on there. I'm gonna try to blog every day about the coronavirus. My dad was a scientist for the state of California and helped roll out for the other bad disease we had in the 80s that was called AIDS. We had discussions every day about that. And he always said, if that was quarantined, it would not have taken over our world. So I hope they get this quarantine for our nation together. I'm sad, sad, sad about all those other nations. But I'm going to talk to you every day about this. So I hope we can have a discussion. Make sure you write your comments, your concerns, what you want to see a video on, and let's just have a discussion about it because it's right here, right now. And let's make the best of it. I'm Rebecca Brand. See you next time.
I hope that gave you some ideas on what you might need or think about before you go shopping. Well, my first trip to shop was at Costco in Goleta in Santa Barbara area. I went there early in March and I found out they were already running out of things. And I kept running into people. And in fact, some of the people I ran into from the state of Washington, and they just happened to be here in Santa Barbara when everything broke out, and they had sad stories to tell. And they said the state of Washington was out of all these kind of supplies, including gloves and all kinds of things. That was really sad to hear their stories. And it just made me feel that I really need to stock up, to hunker down in case I was in their position. And their position really only happened in a couple of weeks. And that's where they were. And that was really sad. They had to make some big decisions. I also ran into a doctor and he had thoughts to share that are in this video of my trip to Costco. But most importantly is for the long term. I give you all the tips of what Costco is known to be best at prices and selling and what it's not. You might think going to Costco, everything's going to be the best deal in town, but that's just not true. So I show you what is, and I learned this from my experience teaching after-school programs of cooking to children, where I'd haul in hundreds of pounds of stuff, like how to make their own homemade chicken that they take and bake at home, or pizzas, or all kinds of stuff. So I learned where to get the least expensive ingredients everywhere in Santa Barbara. And this is really exciting to share my shopping tips as well. So I hope you like this visit to Costco. Here we go.
This is life right now. This is March 2nd, 2020. That's what's going on. I'm getting all your favorite things. Gotta find my Costco card. Step 1. Watch me while I shop.
Oh yeah, yeah. Make it in there. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I want to just try something.
For the kids, I think you might need some cold cuts. And I'm gonna get some cold cuts and just keep in my freezer because the packaging isn't that big. I'll be okay with that. And ham is a really great thing to get because again, it's a lot of protein and it's not packaged too much. But the deal is this is kind of expensive. So I'm gonna do another trip to a different kind of store where I can get my sales. So, you know, but if you're here at Costco, you don't wanna make all those trips, you can certainly buy it. But they're $3.49 a pound. Now I know I can get that ham for $1 a pound and I'm gonna show you where in another video. So there you go. And now I'm walking through the vegetable section. And you know what? The only thing that's really gonna last me, and it's a super great deal here, are the carrots. These are $4.99 a pound, which is about 50 cents a pound. That's a great deal, and they last a long time. The artichokes, because they're too bulky for my refrigerator. Cucumbers go bad pretty quickly. Same with mushrooms. This is not the kind of stuff to take up my valuable refrigerator space. Unless, like, let's say you're gonna use it the next week You need it anyways. I am preparing for quarantine. The squash, again, it's a very soft skin and it's gonna fall apart like this one already is in about a week in my fridge, so no way. And the skins get really bitter if it's too old. Passing on that, broccoli is like a question mark. That's a question mark. It tends to last longer. I don't know. How much is it? It's $5.50. That's probably a pretty good deal. Maybe I'll use this first. No way am I gonna get lettuce. That has such a short shelf life. Pass, pass, pass. I'm passing all this stuff. That's a good price for green bananas. And if I get them really green, these will last about a week. On the counter, no extra space needed for that. That's easy. Yes, absolutely, on 10 pounds of organic yellow onions for $6.99. That is 69 cents a pound. They last forever in my garage floor. And gold potatoes. That's about 75 cents a pound for a big 15-pound bag. I love the flavor. This is great. Beware the rotten. That leaky, icky mess will stink up my whole garage. You gotta be careful and take the bad ones out if you happen to get one home. It'll ruin the whole batch. This is my bag. I'm happy with it. Onward. 6.5 pounds of chicken breast is about $2 a pound at $13.39. I can do better in a grocery store on sale. That's what I'm gonna do. As you get rid of germy messes. I just thought this was interesting. There was a little bird eating something here. Oh, birdie birdie. Hello. That's kind of fun for my shopping today. I ran into a bird and made it extra special. And don't forget the pets, right, little birdie? If you've got a dog or a kitty cat, make sure you don't forget about them. You cannot run to the store if you're in quarantine. That's the last place you want to be. And this is a great way to store extra foods. You can have leftovers. I buy eggs for value, and at $9, 5 dozen eggs. That's a good deal. And they're cage-free. Yay! Follower of mine, please get heavy whipping cream. You're gonna need it for some of my very best pasta recipes, and this is cheap. Yogurt, 18 for space considerations and extra quality, and my own little yogurt recipes. I might want one of these. This is gonna go far. I have lots of things I can do with that. Time for cleaning supplies. I'm going to be doing a lot of extra loads of laundry as I don't want a lot of germs on my towels and all kinds of things in my kitchen. So extra large is the way I'm going on that. And that is very inexpensive, that brand. And other products that are just the basics, but I'm going to want to really clean off my surfaces. These will do it fast. To be more expensive than grocery stores, so I'm going to pass. But you're going to need bleach, washer. I'm going to be doing lots of loads of dishes, and that's a great way to sterilize your dishes. I don't want any sponges with all that bacteria hanging around, so I'm going to make sure I get a big quantity of those for cleaning. My household can get busy, and I can go through 1 roll a day. So here I go. I'm going to buy 2 of these. You're going to need tissue if you get the coronavirus. So I'm getting a whole bunch of these expensive kind, which is the square boxes. I wish they had the cheaper kind. They must have sold out. So this is a very low supply of paper towels. The people at the counter told me how busy they are. They've been flooded with people. So I want some paper towels. Keeps our hands clean. Quick washes in the kitchen so people don't spread the germs in the kitchen. And I, for sure, in my house with my cooking, can go through about 1 of these a day too. I got 2 of them. And here is the supply of water. And the people at the front desk told me they are selling out of water. Ooh. This is my key ingredient for a recipe every household should know how to make. It's called creamy chicken pasta, and it's the cheat. It's really inexpensive, but putting this in a macaroni with chicken, well, pasta with but putting mozzarella cheese is the cheat to have a really great creamy chicken pasta that's very inexpensive. I'm going to be sure to get some of that. It comes in a double pack. Yay, for $13. And I'm just going to feel like I'm in jail if I can't have bacon for 2 weeks. So I'm getting some. Yum. So many of my recipes have a ton of butter because I love it. And this butter supply is getting really low. And that is so inexpensive for 4 pounds. That's like $2 a pound. Wow, I'm gonna get a lot of this. I always do. It's worth its weight in gold for every square inch of that refrigerator. For sure, I want butter. Major quantities of sour cream for all those potatoes. This is the least expensive. You have to determine your values for your refrigerator space because that is precious space in your household if you're doing a quarantine. I'm unsure of doing orange juice because that's really important space, and if I do canned juices, I can have them sit out on either the counter or my shelves in my garage or whatever. So that's a tough decision for me since I have limited refrigerator space. I'm gonna pass. Are you getting that water for the coronavirus by chance?
Not in particular, but they're out in Oxnard.
And your wife called you
My wife called me
and said,
they're all out of water and rice.
so go to Costco and get some. You're being a kind person. You don't want to go live on that one. That's okay. He just told me. But his wife called him. I said, are you getting the coronavirus by any chance? He goes, yeah, they're all out in Oxnard. My wife told me how to go and get some today. Well, that's what's going on here. This is life right now. This is, what is it, February? No, this is March. This is March 2nd, 2020. That's what's going on. I know if I self-quarantine, I'm going to need sugar because I'm going to bake. Always have some happiness. I love to cook. And I can always use that in case I'm not. Make sure you get lots of nuts, and I love pecan pie. I have that Caro syrup, so I'm getting these. And get all your baking supplies. That might be a fun thing to learn to do if you don't already know how, if you're in your house for a while. Best deal in town for peanut butter. This is great, easy and fast. I really love all these cereals, but I'm really worried about my milk supply. I've got to figure that out. I don't know about the cereals, but I love them. Eating at home can mean a lot of pancakes and syrup. Yay. This is probably the most important aisle of Costco for canned goods to stock up for the coronavirus, and that's because these things here will stay for a very, very long time on the floor of your garage or wherever you're storing stuff. But my cart is way overflowed. I'm gonna have to do another trip down this aisle. And we can see the corn is already almost all stood out. That means it's a favorite. Same with those tomatoes, and I need them for my recipes. So I gotta get some of this stuff. And for sure, you're gonna want some chicken stock if you're gonna make some soups. Personally, I make all of mine homemade with a bunch of carcasses and chicken and all that, but hey, it might be hard to have all those frozen chickens in my refrigerator. So I don't know, maybe I should get some. Eating my mayonnaise, but people are telling me they're looking for the rice, and the rice is just not here. They are out of rice. Wow. And for sure, you're gonna need snacks for those kids. And I love Kind Bars because they're very nutritious. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of that stuff. I'm just gonna double check if I can find that rice. I usually know my Costco store really well. And I'm also looking for flour because I make a lot of homemade bread, and really, get your homemade bread makers because you can have that fresh every day. I've got a recipe, and once you know it by heart, it only takes you, I don't know, 30 seconds to put the stuff in. You just keep it on your counter. I'm going to definitely be doing that recipe. I am having a hard time finding stuff here. It's kind of weird. Okay, this is the baking aisle. I'm looking for the flour. Yeah, I probably just missed it. I'm seeing the sugar. Lots of sugar, lots of, I found the flour. Yay. So make sure you get a lot of flour. I just go to your thrift stores and get those bread makers, like $5, maybe $10, $15, or even get them online. I should put them down in this video because really, it's so easy to make and you'll have fresh bread every day. Okay, I'm getting my flour. I have to say, usually the flowers are like 1, 2, or 3 to pick from, and now they're just down to this. This is kind of weird. Weird. My cart is so heavy. I'm just gonna have to leave it parked here and go get the rest of the stuff, which is medical supplies. In search of gloves. Do you have any surgical gloves in stock?
If we do, check one aisle left, right hand side.
Thank you. Ah, yeah. Got it. Woohoo, this is a score. You know, I don't usually do this, but let me tell you, I'm gonna give these to my best friends. I love them and I don't want them to get sick, and I have friends to give them to. Large is almost sold out. They got lots of mediums. I would say they are stocking up. This is my cart. This is all the stuff I have. A lot. Nobody's gonna be behind me in line. I'm checking out now. And it's gonna be some time, but I'm glad I made it to Costco today. I don't know what it's gonna look like tomorrow. This is Monday, right after it opened. I'm Rebecca Brand. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notifications, because every day I'm going to do something. I got to get over to a couple more stores, because I know where the best prices are for different things I need, and where I can get cheaper, better quantities and all that. But I knew what to buy at Costco, and so that's what you saw me get today here in my cart. So shop with me more, just in case you got a quarantine. Bye. Almost forgot my coffee. She's waiting for me in line. It's my favorite brand. There's always that last thing you forget. Gotta run. Got the coffee. Got it. Made it. Well, this is my investment. So much.
Buy like a lot of stuff.
And so much for my list. I have totally filled up the car with all this stuff. And I have a few more things in the cart. And thank you so much for helping me.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, he said it was a madhouse this weekend. Crazy.
I hope maybe those episodes that are also released on my YouTube channel might make you think about what's important to your family and you, and how you might want to stock up or not. Those are my thoughts, but everybody has their own opinion, so I welcome yours. And if you want to get in touch with me at the end of this, you can go to RebeccaBrand.com and send me a letter that has some of my contact information. So I hope you liked the show, and I hope it might have given you some ideas on how you might want to prepare for coronavirus or not. In any case, I don't think I'm going to waste much money. Most of those things had a great shelf life. If you want to see any of these videos one by one and review any of this stuff, it is on Rebecca Brown Recipes on YouTube. I've got a whole series of coronavirus videos, more than what is here in this program and the other programs I've been producing daily. Bye-bye. See you later.